Hello, this is the video about my pre-release. I was not very happy with what I got. It wasn't too powerful, and I lost a lot. I won one round, lost two, even though one of them should have been a tie, and I tied one, and then I dropped. Or no, I think I won two. I can't remember. But I still lost overall. But this is the deck I was able to make. It can beat out basically white weenie decks and werewolf decks, but can't stand against much else. I got 2 Vessel of Nascency to enable Delirium. These cards are so good. Maybe I should have had a third one in there instead of this Crawling Sensation. I actually almost milled myself out with a Crawling Sensation. About halfway through the game, I realized I was milling myself out, so I had to stop doing it. And then in the end of that match, I won it with 5 cards left in my library. Confront the Unknown. Pretty good combat trick. At most, I had 3 clues out on the battlefield at any given time with this deck. So this did some pretty good stuff. Hinterland Logger. It transforms into a 4/2 with Trample. It's a pretty good low drop creature. Deathcap Cultivator. Really good ramp card. If you hadn't figured out by already, if you hadn't figured it out by now, I made a green-black deck. And it has Death Touch if you have Delirium. Delirium is actually pretty easy to enable if you have a lot of Vessel of Nascencies. And, or was it this card, Crawling Sensation? It helped too, but I think Vessel of Nascency is probably better if all you want is Delirium, which I did. I tried to use its Death Touch to kill something once, but the guy just gave the creature indestructibility somehow, I forget how, and it didn't mean anything, and it killed my guy. Tireless Tracker. This won me the game once. If you can get out on the battlefield and your opponent doesn't do anything to it, you're probably going to end up winning the game. Crawling Sensation. I don't like it. I thought it might have been good, but it ends up being not very good unless you're really, really short on Delirium enablers. But I think Vessel of Nascency is pretty much all around better because it lets you choose a card to get back to your hand. Weirding Wood, mana fixing. This is pretty good. It gave me a lot of mana. Another clue to synergize with my other cards. Hermit of the Natterals. I was able to get this into play in one game, and I triggered its ability twice. One on the front and one on the back. So he let me draw 3 cards that game before he died, which is pretty great. Also, if someone uses a removal spell or a combat trick during your turn to get rid of him, his ability triggers before that and lets you draw before he dies, which is great. So I really like that one. Foil, Inexorable Blob. I actually got 2 foil rares, which was like the only good thing to happen this pre-release. It's a 3/3 for 3. With Delirium, whenever it attacks, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, put a 3/3 green ooze creature token onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. I lost a game where I actually killed Avacyn and forgot that I had the ooze token on the side because it was represented by a small dice. And so I lost the game 1 life to 0 when I should have won it. It really annoys me. Root Out, really good card in this pre-release. Almost everybody has clue tokens or some kind of enchantment, so you can probably find a use for it. I was able to get rid of the white Shackle card in this set with that. I was able to get rid of that red 1-drop enchantment that turns into whatever it is, like a 5/4 or something. That was really scary, but this just annihilated it. Also, one game, whenever I was done with my crawling sensation, didn't want to mill myself anymore, I just used Root Out to get rid of it because I had no use for the crawling sensation, and then I was able to investigate one because of that, because my opponent didn't have any enchantments or artifacts. So I definitely think it's good. Graphimal, more clue synergy. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, you gain 3 life. That helped me. That and Tireless Tracker together won me one of the games. Solitary Hunter. 4 mana for 3/4. Transforms into a 5/6. Pretty good stats. That's about all it is. Bridge Patrol. 4 mana for 3/3. It didn't do much besides just be a 3/3. I was able to get 2 clue tokens because of it. One during each of 2 different games. And I never really had enough clue tokens to activate its second ability. So, meh. I probably would have replaced it with something else if I had something else. Intrepid Provisioner. It's pretty good. The Trample helped out once. The 2/2 to a human helped out, I think, twice. Dead Weight. I used 2 of these to kill an Avacyn, and it was hilarious. Pretty good removal. Also, I had this Accursed Witch, and my opponent locked it down with the White Shackle once to make sure it didn't die. I just killed my own guy with a Dead Weight and then switched it to a Curse, which hurt my opponent and healed me every turn. That was a great move. Sanitarium Skeleton. These guys did a lot of work. I cannot count how many times I brought them back to my hand. They're really good. Plus, with things like Vessel of Nascency or Crawling Sensation, you actually don't care if they go in the graveyard. And other discarding generators, it's fine, because you can just get them back pretty easily later on. And then a foil Asylum Visitor. This is my second foil rare. Its abilities are pretty nice, but it never mattered. My opponents ran out of cards, I think, once or twice, but I didn't have this on the field. So most of the time it's just a 3/1 for 2, which is good. And its madness never came into effect either because I don't have any discard generators. But I was okay with running a 3/1 for 2. Murder's Compulsion is really good. Destroy target tapped creature for 2 mana. Again, the madness didn't matter, but I wish I had more of these instead of Dead Weights. They are so good. That could have saved me in a couple games. Tooth Collector, way better than I thought he would be. There's a lot of something ones in this set. I thought it was mainly something 2s, and there are a lot of them, but there's a lot of things with 1 toughness that you can kill really easily with this. And Delirium's pretty easy to enable, so you can against the right deck, you can just dominate him with this guy. Accursed Witch, a pretty good card by itself, and whenever it flips, it heals you for 1 life and does 1 damage to your opponent every single turn. That's good. That won me 1 game. Explosive Apparatus, another decent removal, and it also helps enable Delirium. So, that goes there. I never had any problems playing the deck, like getting mono-flooded or mono-screwed, or running out of things to play. There's always something to play, and always something to bring back to my hand, or sacrifice, or do. So, I think I actually built the deck pretty well, considering what I had. I did 24 non-land cards and 18 land cards. The reason for that is because I had a lot of ramp and a lot of low-cost stuff, nothing too big. So, I kind of liked what I had, but it wasn't strong enough to win. Not all the games. And now I will show you what I got that I did not put in there. There's also a Foul Orchard that I got, 1 Foul Orchard. Then the rest is Forest and Swamps. I got another Vessel of Nascency that I didn't play. And then there was a red uncommon that I got with a blue with some kind of blue cost, I forget what it was. And I traded that afterwards for another Vessel of Nascency because I wanted a full playset of them in case I wanted to use them somewhere. Let's see. And this was my promo card. Anguish Unmaking. Not bad, but I didn't really feel the need to play it. I could have put in some white or some blue into my deck, but I just didn't want to take the risk. I felt fairly good with my blue-black deck. Maybe I should have put in some white, thinking back now, for some more unconditional removal, like this. Alright, I got these two, which I couldn't... I mean, I could have played if I had those colors in my deck, but I didn't really see much point. There wasn't really anything too good worth splashing, so those are kind of wasted rares. Again, another dual land that I didn't do. There's a human synergy, but I don't think the white cards are good enough to make a green-white human deck. Now this is one card I wish I could have played. Forgotten Creation. 4 mana for a 3/3 zombie horror creature. It has Skulk, and at the beginning of my upkeep I may discard all the cards in my hand if I do draw that many cards. One of the best blue cards in the set, and I just wish I had enough good blue cards to play it. Maybe I did. I don't know. I just like my green-black cards better. There's a foil ongoing investigation. This guy actually worked out pretty good against me. I think I still beat that deck if I'm remembering correctly, but it was working out good for him. Foil Reaper of Flight Moonsilver. This guy didn't really do much when it was played against me. I think it's overcosted. Maybe I should have played these guys. I don't know. It might have saved me in one game, but not the one against Avison. Not sure. And then this crap. I got 3 of these. No way I'm playing it. So bad. More blue. I'm gonna put this one in my Jalir deck, so whatever. And then red, I only got 7 red cards. I couldn't do it, it was garbage. Only 7 cards. One of which I traded away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th one I traded. Burn from Within, Fiery Temper, Vessel Volatility. Those are the only good ones here. This would have been good in a different deck, but I didn't have enough to make that happen. So I got crap. I think red is the best color in the set, and I didn't have enough to play it. So I'm going to say that's why I lost. And that looks like that's all the cards. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I do better next time.